debated posting this because I know how bad it's going to be when people get this answer from me. But there were so many people that asked that I decided, after a lot of thought and consideration, that I will go ahead and respond to the most asked question from my last video, which is, what professions in women should men avoid? And a lot of you thought that those same professions for men that I told you to avoid would translate to women, and they really don't. I don't think that there's enough data out there for me to comment on that. But I've had one military female client who was pretty difficult, but other than that, I've not seen any correlation in those same professions. But I went through my case list, and if you have a problem with me giving an introduction to this, then just scroll along, because I'm about to hurt a lot of people, so I'm going to explain what I have to say, and you're going to have to listen to it if you want the answer. I went through my case list, and there's about 60 cases on my case list. And there are some common professions that I see in women. The most common one that I see is teacher. The second most common is nurse. But those cases are not cases where the female is really difficult or litigious or anything like that. They're just kind of run-of-the-mill cases. The most common profession that I see in the female parties in my divorces, and this is over 13 years of cases. Oh my God, I'm so nervous, is stay-at-home mom. Hate me. I know y'all are gonna hate me, but let me explain why. Number one, when you're divorcing a stay-at-home mom, they are paralyzed with fear, and rightfully so, because their whole life is going to change. They are going to have to go back to the workforce. They're going to have to possibly move. Their finances are about to be very different. There's lots of things that they don't know financially about what's going on. And so they tend to stick their head in the sand and stall. And so the cases become very contested and very expensive. The second reason that I see that stay-at-home moms end up being the most common profession in a divorce is that I think there's a tendency, and this is completely my opinion, just based on my observations, they tend to focus so much on the children, and the husband focuses so much on career that first of all, they don't feel appreciated by one another. But the husband starts feeling like an ATM, and the wife becomes completely focused on the children, and they tend to grow apart. So I think that's why it's the most common. That's not hate, just an observation. It's probably my last TikTok. So see ya.
You see how I don't date broke men? Very mindful, very demure. I'm not like you other girls. I don't go 50-50 with a man. A man picks me up. I don't drive to see a man. A man pays for my Uber.
Not gonna lie, chat. The other act was the hardest job in the world is being a woman. Imagine being confused all day. Yo, that's hard. Just waking up confused is hard as hell, bro.
Hold on.
Guys have legitimate complaints about women. Legitimate. They're tired of being used. They're tired of feeling like, oh, the woman is always right. They never get an apology. They get treated with disrespect. They're tired of not being appreciated. They're tired of having you come and say you want all these things from them. But when they ask what you bring to the table or have the audacity to suggest that something they really value isn't on the table, and that perhaps you yourself are not enough to be the table, then somehow you have an attitude problem about it, right? They're tired of all of those things and more.
Nobody wants to deal with anyone who acts like an entitled, unappreciative child. So it is not a surprise when more and more men simply chose to avoid them altogether to protect their peace, sanity, and wallet.
Pay my own bills. I raise my kids alone. I take out my own trash. I cut my own grass. I buy and cook my own grocery. You can't be average when it comes to me. Just standards. Very, very high standards.
That's what you're supposed to do. As an adult, you're supposed to take care of your own responsibilities. On top of that, you're a mother of two, so it sounds like you're on your own, so you definitely have to do that. If you weren't doing those things, people would look at you as if you're a bum. Because anytime a man would list those things as qualities about himself, a woman would tell him that it's the bare minimum. So you're not doing anything special, but shout out to you for taking care of your responsibilities and taking care of your kids as you're supposed to. Listen, you're proud of your accomplishments, and that's good. But when it comes to dating, I don't think you understand that those things don't necessarily make you more valuable in the eyes of a man that you're attempting to date. I think it's in your best interest to figure out what men want if you are looking for a man.
I think I'm going to quit my job and go traveling for a year. Yes, of course, babe. Chase your dreams. But how am I going to make money? Don't worry, girl. The universe will provide.
Pass me your phone. You have 0.15p in your bank account. Where are you going to travel to? You can't even afford to pay for the bus to get to work in the first place.
So how's the new guy you're talking to? It's going so well. But I feel guilty. Me and Aaron only broke up 3 days ago. No, babe. You're healing. Your heart moves quicker than the calendar. That's not your fault. Yeah, but I linked his best friend yesterday too.
What, the one that has a girlfriend?
What? Am I moving mad?
Mom's life, you're a hoe.
No, she's not. She's in her soft girl era.
Broski, she's linking guys that are already in a relationship. Her rotation has a rotation. This is why your ex left you.
Be honest. Do I look fat in this picture? Girl, you don't look fat. You look thick.
Yeah, thick in the head for believing her.
For those who don't know, this is where most of their delusions come from. All of the crazy double standards, entitled mindsets, and ridiculous behavior we see is a direct result of them brainwashing one another with pure delusion.
Diabolical things I want in a man.
Alrighty, let's see what you want, and this is how this is going to go. So everything that you say, I'm going to just calculate a percentage for, and then we'll multiply them together to find what percentage of men in society actually satisfy your requirements.
Number 1, height. My man's gotta be above 6'2". My last 2 boyfriends were 6'3". Both of them. And they were jacked. And they looked really good. How am I supposed to downgrade from that? So, unfortunately, my next man will have to be 6'2" and up.
Alright, not gonna lie, we're starting off pretty intense. Maybe the rest won't be as bad, but 6'3" and up is 1.4% of all men.
Number 2, you can't have a gut. I need you built. I need you fit and going to the gym multiple times a week. I'm sorry, I'm just not gonna date a fat guy. If I can be in the gym 5 days a week and be fit and care about how I look, you can do it.
Alright, this one is a little bit more subjective and I had to do a lot of research for it, but what I came across was that the percentage of men that are very, very fit, meaning that they go to the gym multiple times a week, they have a body mass of around 10% to 12%, that is around 3% of men, and that's being very generous based off the studies that I found.
Number 3, he cannot have a salary cap. Whatever career he's in, he needs to have multiple streams of income, and we need to be able to make as much money as possible. That's why I will never date a guy who works in corporate. What is your 100K salary cap gonna do for me? The max you'll ever be able to get to is what, 150? Yeah, no, we're good. I need you in a career that is going to make us money. I am a lover of luxury. I like expensive things. I like expensive vacations. So will you, if you're my man. So we need a career that can support that. Number 4, whenever we travel, he's gotta be flying his business. I'm sorry, we're not staying in economy together. It's just not happening. Again, this is where the lack of salary cap is really gonna help. And number 5, he's gotta have a really nice watch. I'm not really impressed when I hear somebody has a Rolex anymore because those can be really cheap. I would much prefer if you had an AP or a Patek and maybe multiple of them. The Rolex can be your day watch and it still better be 50K plus.
Okay, so the last 3 things I'm gonna just jumble up into one. Having multiple streams of income, being able to fly not only in economy class but business class, being able to afford nice things, and having multiple luxury watches. I'm going to say that this guy is going to have to be a millionaire or make $1 million a year. So I'm going to be really generous with this and say it's 1%, and 1% in many states is not even $1 million, but I'm going to say he has to be a 1% income earner. So it looks like my girl here is from Toronto. So we're going to add up the United States and Canada as well. And we're going to use both those figures for the male population to calculate her chances of meeting somebody that fits her needs and criteria. So let's go ahead and crunch the numbers. We have 164.4 million men in the United States and 20.25 million men in Canada. Adding both of those up, we have 184 to 185 million men. Now, it doesn't seem like she's really picky on age, so we're just going to go from 25 to 50 for this data set. That's about 60 million men rounded up based off all the data I saw in the United States, and about 6 million men for all the data I saw in Canada, which gives her a pool of 66 million men in that age category, and then we have to multiply the variables that she put out there. So that's 66 million times 1.4% for the height, times 3% for the fitness, and times 1% for the income. And this gives you a total of 277 men. So roughly 300 guys rounding up from US to Canada that fit your criteria if you're not willing to compromise. And on top of that, they have to like you and want to commit to you and be in a healthy relationship, which are factors that I have not calculated because I don't really know your personality, because I just know you off this video. So let me know if you guys think in the comments below that she's going to find her man, and best of luck.
No man with self-respect is going to willingly sign up to deal with a walking headache that loves draining his bank account. She clearly lacks any amount of self-awareness, as any sane person wouldn't feel confident saying something this ridiculous unless it was satire.
Women get angry when their husband's sick because they're extremely self-centered. They don't care about their husband. They only care about what their husband can do for them. Ladies, if you think it's hard dealing with a physically ill man for 3 days, try dealing with a mentally ill woman every day. Women are way too weak to deal with someone as needy and whiny as they are. If women actually like themselves, then lesbian marriages wouldn't have the highest rate of divorce. No wonder there's a stereotype that lesbians are always mad. If you count themselves and their wife, that's 2 irrational women they have to deal with.
Being a WNBA player is the only career on earth where when they say, hey, I'm working really hard at my job and I'd like a raise, people are like, you!
Huddle around. Class is in session. I'm going to explain this like we are 5. The WNBA made $200 million. They spent $250 million. That means they lost $50 million. So the WNBA is the only job where you can lose tens of millions of dollars and the employees still get paid. That's why they can't have a raise. I hope this was helpful.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I am not being submissive. If you want to be with me, you need to be the provider. You need to be the protector. You need to make sure my hair is done, my nails done, my feet are done. Look at my yard. I need my grass cut every single week. Don't worry about how many bodies I got. That's the past. God knows my heart. I'm not gonna be cooking. I'm not gonna be cleaning. All that is your responsibility. Me and my kids are a package deal. Trust me, if you don't want it, somebody else will.
The implication of happy wife, happy life is that if your wife is unhappy, she's gonna make your life miserable. Like she's a bomb you have to defuse every day, or it just spreads chaos and suffering to the whole family. First of all, nobody can be responsible for somebody else's happiness, never mind somebody whose mood depends on where the moon is. Can you imagine a man being like, yeah, if I'm having a bad day, so is she, and so are the children, and it's her fault? Oh my god, that's insane. Why is that normal to say? How about I love you and we're gonna work through this together, and sometimes my feelings aren't everyone else's problem. But no, a lot of women will be like, yeah, he's gotta maintain me. Oh, are you like a dog that he needs to walk and feed every day, and if he doesn't, you're gonna pee on the carpet because you're reactionary and volatile? And then they'll be mad if he agrees that she's like that. Like, some of these dudes, they sound like their wife is a temple that they have to sacrifice to every day, or else it unleashes a plague. You know what else makes their emotions everyone else's problem? A toddler. Even then, when you feed it and love it and take care of it as best you can, it'll still cry and keep everybody up. Don't acknowledge that something perfectly applies to both you and a 2-year-old and then be like, but we're equal though. Oh my goodness, pick one.
Because many of them never grew up and still act like a child. Many of them believe they can do whatever they want, and nothing should ever be their fault or their responsibility. We know if men mirrored any of their ridiculous behaviors, they would complain about it, despite they themselves seeing no issue with it when they do it to their husband. If you have enjoyed the video this far and want to see more like it in the future, I would greatly appreciate it if you liked the video. Thank you.
Hey, I don't know why you're coming out here with me.
Because I need to understand why you're always tired when you get off of work.
We're building houses in 100-degree weather.
Babe, this is like Legos, putting things together. I have to cook. I have to take care of the kids by myself. I have to do your laundry.
Look, let's do this. If you can last out here for a day, I'll take you out wherever you want to go. Trips. And if you lose, you got to do that thing I like tonight.
Now, you know that's not going to happen. Let's go. How do you lift it? Babe, I need your...
Nah. You got this.
You know what? I'm going to take a bathroom break.
Already? You just started.
Oh, shit.
What's up?
Babe, is there another bathroom? This bathroom smells like shit.
Ooh, damn.
You use
Must have been Riley. Well, I don't take a shit here, but I go piss.
I can't do that. That'll mess up my pH.
You gonna have to hold it until we get off work. What you doing in here? You see my cooler? You got my cooler? I've been looking for it.
Babe, did you? It's hot out there.
And you put your hat back on.
Yeah, have you felt that?
See, I told you it was hot out here. Hey, like, come on, we gotta get back before the boss get mad.
I'm not going back out there, babe. It's hot.
Talking about you. We started like 20 minutes ago.
I can't go back out there, babe. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You work hard. Yes, I'm gonna apologize. It must be stressful to have a wife complaining in your ears working this hard.
That's what I be trying to tell you.
You know what? I'm gonna do better.
Come on,
Okay.
let's go.
All right.
I'll let the boss know. But you gonna do that thing I like tonight, right?
You know what?
My ex was so toxic.
No way. What did he used to do to you?
He used to never let me go clubbing alone with my friends.
I mean, why would you want to be going clubbing alone with your friends if you're in a relationship?
And he used to never let me hang out with my guy friends either.
I mean, you're in a relationship. It's not appropriate to be hanging out with the opposite gender. If you're in a relationship, do you understand that you're in a relationship?
I mean, he also never used to let me wear showy clothes when I go out.
I wouldn't want you wearing showy clothes either. All the guys are going to be looking at you, so why would you want to be doing something to piss him off? What?
Oh, also, he also wanted us to start sharing locations with each other.
I mean, you guys are dating. It's normal. It's not weird. It's completely normal.
Oh, and he used to get so mad when I wouldn't let him go through my phone.
You wouldn't let him go through it? So you're hiding something. It looks like you're hiding something. What? Are you crazy?
Are you agreeing with him right now? There's
I
no
think you're
way.
the toxic one. You're the toxic. He's not toxic. You are. You're the problem. You're the reason this ended. It's not him. He's normal.
If you enjoyed this video, I promise you will love this next video. I will see you there.